What is good, my YouTube gang? And today I'm finally back with another video. I want to start this off by saying happy Sunday, first of all. You know, I used to come with Sunday videos, and this is why I felt like I wanted to do this video on a Sunday. And another thing I wanted to tell you guys was that I miss you guys so much. And this is why I felt like this video was well needed to post. And I'm just going to talk about things that I've been going through lately and why it has played a role as of me not uploading on YouTube. So let me start this off by saying to anybody who may be at where I'm at right now, where you're in a transition, and what I mean by that is you're in a transition between healing, getting over things from the past, like things are really coming up from the past, things that we suppressed for so long. I want to say that my heart goes out to you because I'm going through it and I know exactly what that feels like. But for those of you who have not gone through it yet, because I believe we all go through it, this has been my experience for it. So basically, you guys know that my sister, she committed suicide back in February, and at the time I was not healing from it. I didn't have time to. It wasn't something like I just made a choice like to kind of like just put it to the back burner. That was something that I knew eventually I would have to come to terms with as far as healing from that, because you know, like when we lose people in our lives because it's their time, you know, we don't know why, but we have to kind of get to a place where we not accept, because I don't think we ever accept it, but just get to a comfortable place with it, if that's how I'm going to put it into words. The way she did it, I feel like I was mostly hurt from the suicide thing, and you know, but not to get into the negative things. So basically, through like the last 3 weeks that's passed, I've been like just crying out of nowhere, just thinking about her, crying and stuff like that. These things coming up from childhood, coming up about me and her, and you know, I came to terms with I lost a half of me, a part of me that I could never get back, you know, and I'm still going through it. You know, I still have my moments. Like I would literally get up and say I'm not gonna cry about this today, and somehow, some way, I cry about it, and I'm not looking at it as a negative thing. You see, because that's what I used to do in the past. I used to choose to look at it as a negative thing, like, oh my God, you're crying. But it's like I have to freaking cry. I have to cry. Because that's a part of healing. That's a part of moving forward. And I just have so much things in my life that I want to do. And I know that she will always be with me. And the best part about this whole experience, and I don't know, guys, if the healing is over with. I don't know. Because I cried yesterday and I said I wasn't going to cry. So who knows? But I don't care about that. You know, I just want to let you guys know that life is full of surprises. It's full of things that we don't ever want to happen to us, and it happens to us. Like I feel like a huge part of me is gone. And if you don't know what that feels like, then you can't understand this video. But someday you will, and you will be able to come back to this video and look at it and know exactly where I'm coming from. But for those of you that has lost somebody, and it doesn't only have to necessarily be to suicide. It could be to anything. It could be to COVID. I mean, we've lost a lot of people from COVID alone. A lot of families went through deaths because of COVID. So I'm not going to just make it about that specific thing, but that's one of the things that I've been going through. I've also been going through a change with like relationships in my life, as far as me just finally putting that trust into myself and finally having enough trust to make decisions for myself and not so much rely on outside people too. And I'm not saying that I ever was, but in a way I was, because their opinions matter to me so much. And I'm learning now that to trust me, because deep down inside, people come to me for that help. The same help that I'm sitting here claiming I don't have, I'm able to give that to other people. So what makes you think I'm not able to give that to myself? So I'm also working on that, just like kind of just, what do you feel? What do you think? How do you feel like you should move forward? As far as my Lidge job, yes, I've still been there. I love it. I enjoy it as customer service. I've gotten a different level of experience when it comes to work life. Like, I actually go into lids and it burns out my energy. And that's what I've been wanting. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry, guys. That was a train. But anyways, like, lids is just a completely different experience for me. You know, I'm learning things that is making me come out of my comfort zone. I'm learning that, you know, customer service is something that I would like to continue to do moving forward in my life. Even if, like, let's say if I decide to say, okay, lids is not working for me and I want to go to somewhere else that has to do with customer service, I feel like I will be confident within going in that field, you know, because you guys have to keep this in mind, that as long as you're willing to learn and take criticism, you can literally master anything that it is that you want to learn. And that's what I'm learning from Liz. I'm also learning patience. I rush myself for no reason. I have made mistakes because I have rushed, but those mistakes has taught me that these are areas that I need to work on. As far as my boss in Liz, okay, so my boss in Liz is someone who is personal to me as far as family-wise, but this person is able to separate the relationship so well that when I'm at work, I literally feel like I'm with my boss. You know, no, she's not personal to me. No, you know, I'm not going to go to her house and see my niece like in 2 hours. You know, it's just straight business. And she's by far the best supervisor I have ever had in my entire life. This person, she is so patient with not just only me, but with the employees in the store. And what I love about her is that she tells you at the end of... I've worked with her for the last 2 Saturdays. From 3 to 8 at night when the store closes. And she has told me both days, and even more. But I'm just going to point out these 2 days, because these are the 2 days that open my eyes up to seeing that part of her and being grateful for that part of her. She'll tell me, you did a great job. And I was just kind of laugh it off, like, you know, like kind of shy, but then not shy, because I'm like, yeah, I know I did. But then it's like, what? Somebody is actually appreciating my work. So I'm like, Lids is, I don't have no complaints about Lids. I'm learning how to stitch things on hats. You know, yesterday I did 2 hats. The first hat came out well. I took my time with it. I even told the customer, like, I'm so sorry for having you wait. And he was just so patient. And he was like, no, I love it. You know, so at the end of the day, like, just giving him that hat, and I trusted my instincts, went with what I thought was right. Mind you guys, I'm dealing with a machine that I've never dealt with before. I'm dealing with stitches and all of these needles and all kinds of things. And, you know, but that machine does work miracles. And that machine does bring the majority of money into Lids. But I don't want to stay too much stuck on Lids. So now let's move forward. As far as my personal relationships been in my life, currently I'm just with the people who's always been here. You know, where I'm working on being more understanding and less critical of my family, because I realize that I give them the most criticism, and it's like for no reason. And I don't think it's for no reason. I think that that's just the way I grew up. You know, that's just the way I grew up. I grew up being criticized my whole entire life, like, which is why patience, me rushing myself, I developed that as a child, because I wasn't able to, you know, do certain things when it came to education fast enough, like an average child would. I used to get shit for it. I used to get like impatience for it. And I feel like that is why I carried that into my adult life. I'm 28 and I'm still doing that. And I have to stop. And I remember I was talking to my boss yesterday about it. And I said, you know, I rush myself and no one's rushing me. I'm rushing me. And that's the worst part, is when you rush you. When someone else rushes you, okay, it's understandable. When you're literally doing it to yourself and mistakes are happening because of that, that's something that you really need to look at. And I really looked at that. And I promise you guys I'm working on that. I'm just working on just being better for myself. And I just feel like I owe you guys this video. As far as reaction videos go, I'm just trying to find videos where I can react to. There's most likely be a few pranks that I would like to react to. And that's what I'll be reacting to for right now, because it's not really anything really like interesting for me. And another thing is that when you're on the spiritual journey, you're also learning that you cannot watch a lot of negativity. And to me, when I'm reacting off of negativity, it kind of comes into my energy and affects me, and I just don't want that. You know, as far as my spiritual growth, yes, guys, I am higher than I've ever been. Just trust in me, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, yeah, and I've lost weight. I went from 160. I think I was 160, and I'm revealing my weight to you guys, which I don't care about none of that stuff. You know, when people be like, oh, I don't want to tell people my weight, I don't want to tell people my age. Who gives a hell? Like, you're gonna know my weight and my age. All right, so I went from 160 down to 145. Yes, guys, and that's just been. And I'm gonna be honest, I've been slacking with the gym because I've been going through this healing process, and it's hard to get out. It's hard to get motivated when you're going through a loss as so deep as mine, you know, and many people's been through it. And I'm not playing the victim. I know that I could push myself more to still go, so don't ever get that twisted. But I'm also understanding why that may get in the way. So this week I'm gonna pray for me, guys. I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna go to the gym. Tuesday I'm gonna go to the gym. But I haven't been overeating, so I've been eating what I'm supposed to eat, and that's it, which is why I've lost weight. Because if I had to be controlling something to lose the weight, because obviously I'm not consistent with the gym. So yeah, I'm eating better. And as far as the snacks, like I'm having a little problem with the Lay's salt chips. You know, those are, hold on, another train. But yes, as far as, like, you know, those the Lay's, you know, chips, the salt, the original ones. I love salt, guys, and that's a terrible habit. I don't need you guys to tell me, I know it. But listen, to be fair, I only eat the small bag. I won't eat another bag of chips, you know. I got my days when I slack on the snacks wise, but as far as like rice and heavy foods, no, I don't really have an issue with that. I eat it and I'm cool, you know. It's all a mental thing is what I've learned too. I've overate a lot of times because I told myself, it's like I mentally tricked myself into saying that I'm still hungry. But now, like, I eat one plate of food and I'm actually good. And that's most likely how I've always felt. It's just, it's all a mental thing. And we sometimes mentally take things too far, you know. And, about my relationships, yes, I wanted to share this thing with you guys, because I've went through it, and I know I'm not the only one that's going through it or have gone through it. But as far as that goes, I'm learning how to really forgive the relationships that didn't work, and also evaluate my behaviors in those relationships that didn't work out, but also being able to move completely forward and just be in my own peace and be okay with it, as feelings wise. Because this is the thing, a lot of times I feel like we think that we're over something, but as soon as we start to like think about it, or something triggers it, now we're upset about it, or we feel upset about it, and we're like, why are we upset about it? That's because there's some level of hurt that you're not yet settled with. So take that time, not to beat yourself up, but take that time to go back and actually reevaluate what needs to be worked on and why you may be feeling that way, you know. But I'm excited for new relationships. I'm excited for a relationship, guys. Yes, I've been feeling like I want to get into a relationship. I don't know what's that about. You know, I had a few girls come into Lids and stuff like that, and, you know, they cool and all of that, but I need to meet somebody. Hold on. Another train. I need to meet somebody who meets me on a spiritual level. And until I find that person, I'm okay with being patient. I'm also being patient when it comes to love, too. So it's like, I know I'm good looking. I know I have a nice personality. I know I can make someone truly happy. But I'm also working on doing that with me first and making me feel those things first. And I know eventually I would attract that, you know, romantic partner, you know. But working in Lids is also kind of like open my eyes to like, yo, I really do be getting a lot of potentials, you know. But I've just always looked past it. I don't pay attention, you know, and that's another thing that I'm also working on when it comes to that. Because now that I'm actually paying attention, I'm like, oh, yeah, see. You know, I had, you know, I want to do a story time, actually, and I'm going to do it probably tomorrow in the morning at this time. But I want to do a story time off of a girl that I've met, right? And the story is basically about a girl that I met on the train on my way leaving Lids, and I had on my Lids uniform shirt, and she was, you know, kicking game and whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna explain that story to you guys if I ever come out with it. I think I should tell it. All right, I'm gonna tell it, you know. But that's a separate video. But we back on pace. As far as my relationships with my employees at Lids, I love it. Like, those are the mostest dopest people I've ever met. Like, I mean, I've told each and every one of them individually, like, they are the type of people that are just good people. And I've never worked with just completely good people. There's always been like a few bad apples within a small amount of good people. This place is, nobody's a bad apple. Everybody's a good person. And we all learn from each other. Like, they already know me. Like, I have no shame in my game. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know this. Can you teach me this? Because I don't want to, you know, mess anything up. And I also want to learn. So they do like that about me. They do like that I want to learn. You know, I don't just get discouraged when something doesn't go right. I actually want to learn. So yeah, guys, I made a long ass video for you guys, which is what my purpose was. Remember, set a prayer for this week, and I wish you guys the best week. I wish myself the best week. Let's see. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on as far as my process goes, as far as grieving, you know, my loss. But other than that, anything else I'll update you guys on. I'm gonna come out with the story time tomorrow. The story time is gonna be the girl that tried to talk to me because I work in Lids. Leave it at that. I'm gonna give you the details in a video. Probably won't be as long as this one because the story wasn't really that long. I didn't know this person for that long, and I caught on to this person real quick, so I was able to cut it off. But yes, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really came in, and for my subscribers, my loyal people that still stay on my channel even when I'm not posting, I love you guys, man. And you guys motivate me. Sometimes I go back and forth with YouTube when I'm in my little healing processes, but something always leads me back to y'all. You know, I had read something that said, you've been through so much within this short amount of time, you need to share this with others. That's what made me actually come on YouTube besides you guys. First it was you guys, and then it was that quote. You know, that quote kind of put the icing on the cake for me. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and talk to you later.